I am after so many years, hounded by hatred and trapped by fear. I'm in a box. I've got no place to go. If I follow my mind, I know I slaughter my own. Help me, I'm the prisoner. Won't you hear my plea? I need somebody, yeah, to listen to me. I beg you, brothers and sisters, I'm counting on you, yeah. Black babies in the womb, shackled and bound, chained by the caveman who keeps beauty down, smacked on the ass when they're squalling and wet, heir to a spineless man who never forgets, never forgets that he's a prisoner. Can't you hear my plea? 'Cause I need somebody, Lord knows, to listen to me. I'm a stranger to my son who wonders why his daddy runs, yeah.
Peace and love. Welcome again to the NEPPC podcast. I'm Brother Frank and I'm with former political prisoner
Abdul Haq Islam.
Today's episode, we focus on the responsibility that we have if our political prisoners are fortunate enough to come home. We got to struggle to bring them home. We got to do what needs to be done to bring them home. And when they do come home, we have a responsibility to take care of them. Tonight at 7 p.m., there's going to be a special fundraiser for Sekou Odinga, a political prisoner who did over 33 years in prison. And when he came home, he understood what it was to be incarcerated for that long time. And he started the Northeast Political Prisoner Coalition. and to this day it's still up and running. And he was able to participate in a number of his comrades being brought home. People like Mutulu, Sundiata, Coley, Jalil Abdul Muthar King, and David Gilbert. And we got to understand, what that means for a brother to come home and not forget about those who are incarcerated. Because enough brothers are being incarcerated with people, and as soon as they come home, they don't even write people a letter. So, that's a lot about him. And let's be respectful for the sacrifices that he made for people. And we got to stand up and we got to do it. I'm Brother Frank, and this is my brother.
And Islam.
This is the Northeast Political Prisoner Coalition podcast. So, Brother Abdul Haq Islam.
Yes, in the spirit of the times that we live in right now, we need strong people like Sekou Odinga. We're in a period where fascism is on the rise, where the most reactionary, most criminally insane elements of the bourgeoisie, you understand, are exerting themselves and getting into public office, changing laws, in the atmosphere, and there's a very great probability that Donald Trump is going to be your next president. So y'all better get ready. Y'all better prepare right now. So the storm that is coming, in order to prepare for this onslaught, you understand, this war on our people, we need the strong spirits and souls of people like Brother Sekou Odinga, a brother whose main focus of his work was and is to bring other political prisoners home, and this is the spirit that our people need to have. Do not abandon those, who made you number one, who made you the top priority, and sacrifice so much for the people. Don't turn your back on them and and forget about them. It's a very unprincipled thing to do. Sekou right now is having medical difficulties, but his spirit is strong. And in understanding and being clear on the war that is happening right now against our people, this is the type our political prisoners exert, that type of spirit that is necessary right now for our survival, for our advancement. Brothers and sisters like Sekou, Shakur, Mutulu, who passed away, George Jackson, people like that. There's a saying among the blood gang, which means I got angry. He said, I was George Jackson like a okay. And so, these are the type of brothers and sisters who can inspire us, our people, to strength. Not the type of strength that comes from murdering one another, but the strength that comes from standing against a fascist regime. Right now, there is a great battle going on ideologically about the system, and the people are winning. Right now, America is showing its true nature and sending weapons to Israel. Israel, who claims that it has a covenant with God, an unconditional, everlasting covenant with God, as if I don't know what type of God they're talking about, a God that supports baby killing, genocide, apartheid. That ain't no God. That sounds like the devil, and so that's who they think they have a covenant with. The Israel ain't got no covenant with God.
So there's a number of ideas out there that we must confront. And us confronting these ideas, it's not a battle that we have been recently engaged in. This battle has been going on for quite some time, leading to our martyrs, leading to our political prisoners. So we have to take a position, and we have to be clear on the fact that we do have political prisoners. And there are many people that would challenge those ideas and say that they're not political prisoners, that these are criminals and they need to pay a penalty for their crime. But it's no crime to fight for freedom, right? We have an obligation to do so. We say we love ourselves, we love our children, we love our elders, then we'll stand up and we'll fight for our freedom. So that has to be understood, and it has to be understood clearly. One of the things that I had the benefits of witnessing was when I took a trip to Cuba and I witnessed this white star. This white star that had 5 points on it stood for 5 political prisoners. And when I asked the question about what did the star stand for, immediately the people that I was with, was 2 people that I was with, automatically knew what it was. That means that they had a consciousness that was there with them, so they could respond accordingly. And I think that that's what the responsibility that we have, right? We do our podcast every week, and regardless of the technical difficulties or whatever you might see on this platform occurring, we still have a political obligation to present a message, present a program, and then that program, we're gonna raise awareness about our political prisoners, letting our community know that our political prisoners will not be forgotten. We have to keep going on, and we have to do what needs to be done. Our children need to be educated on our political prisoners, and we need to say our political prisoners have a position in what's going on currently. Because the Palestinians, they have a number of political prisoners.
5,200.
At 5,200. So, we have to have solidarity with the Palestinians for they're picking up the fight. Because when you recognize that there's an injustice somewhere, if you stand against it, your actions are only real if you're actually taking action. Because there's sympathy and then there's solidarity. Sympathy is you feel sorry for someone. You might do a like or two or share an idea or a picture, and you satisfied with that. That's sympathy. Now, solidarity is actually attending a meeting. It's actually going to a rally, a march, and doing more. Your imagination is the limits of your participation in terms of your creativity. So when we talk about our political prisoners and we talk about what we need to give them, we're talking about our obligation based on our having solidarity with them, meaning that we agree with their fight for our freedom, right? Because we're not free. We just look at what's going on in our community, the violence in our community, the ethnic cleansing in our community, the guns in our community, the destructive culture that's perpetuated in our community, that's not challenged because it's profitable to some. And once we understand the attack in our community, then we understand the need to fight back. Then we understand why we have martyrs and why we have political prisoners. So that's what we're talking about today. We're talking about the need to take care of our political prisoners. Writing our political prisoners is one thing. Giving them money so they can have commissary, so they can get boots, so they can go in the yard in the wintertime, so they can have they could go to commissary. They could get whatever is necessary to sustain them while they're incarcerated. That's why we ask for donations, so we can use that to provide them with whatever they're telling us that they need at a time. Because there are a number of us that are engaged with our political prisoners, so we keep them in tune to what's going on, and we keep them in tune to response. So here now, tonight they're gonna have a program on Sekou Odinga, and it's a fundraiser. So we encourage those who are listening to please share and speak more on the importance of supporting fundraisers.
I mean, fundraising is about money, and our political prisoners, they come home, and oftentimes they don't even have a job, they don't have any sort of income, and they served us many, many years in the penitentiary, so, so it is, our responsibility to look out for them when they come home, to help them up, to make their living conditions more comfortable, so there won't be desperation, So, I mean, we all know the need for money. You know, all of us daily are in the pursuit of a livelihood. You know, I want to speak on something you said about the enemy defining our political prisoners as criminals. You know, it would be very foolish for us to allow those who have robbed us, those who've been thieves, who have murdered uh, millions and millions and millions of our people, you know, to tell us what reality is, to define for us, you know, who our freedom fighters are. You know, it'd be very, very foolish for us to do that. You know, you know, it is our duty to, you know, become scholars of the real world, you know, and a lot of that is happening right now. Right now, we're in a period of time that there's very, very much debate and discussion, you know, about the nature of colonialism. And we are winning that battle. That's a war that we are winning. And, you know, we must pursue that war, you understand, and go all out, you know, to completely overwhelm the enemy with the truth, you know. Right now, in many, many media, youth, you understand, are very, very clear on the nature of colonialism, you know, especially in light of what's happening with the bombs being dropped on Gaza, bombs supplied by America. America, you understand, being guilty, you know, of murdering 10,000 babies. You understand? America proven to be an enemy to Islam and Muslims. You know, so people need to mobilize around that. You know, to engage in some scholarship and academic pursuits. You understand that highlight the history, the hideous, criminally insane history of some folks who have taken us, stolen us, you understand, brainwashed us, you understand, you know, through the force of arms, through much, much violence, you understand, and, you know, we must not just become like cow down, you understand, you know, and accept, you know, all these indignities. We must stand up like real men and real women, you understand, and that's who our political prisoners represent, you know, that strength that is necessary right now. You understand? Right now, today, you know, fascism is here, and fascism is coming more and more and more. Like I said earlier, your next president will probably be Donald Trump. He leads the polls over Biden right now, you know, and what you saw on January 6th, those forces are still out there, you know. So you might have some January 6th folks at your door. You know, you better get ready. You know, you better prepare to be mentally strong, you know, as fascism is on the rise. Fascism, the most reactionary, most backward, chauvinistic elements of the bourgeoisie who perpetuate what they do through violence. That is the atmosphere that we are living in right now is growing more and more and more, you know. So the thinking, the behavior, you understand, the heart of those who have stood up in spite of all this. You understand? This must be a great value right now. You understand? It has to spread among our people. You know, it has to be the predominant culture of our people. Our culture has to be one of racism. We are indeed in a war inflicted by the enemy. You know, and we have our tools. You know, to the Muslims, I would say your tool is to spread Islam. You know, to explain that the Trinity it ain't got nothing to do with monotheism. You know, you're talking about three different gods. The Trinity talking about three different gods, three entirely different essences with entirely different attributes. You understand? Missing the necessary attribute of being its own, just being self-subsisting. You understand? A necessary divine attribute. You know, a God that prays to itself. You understand? A God that decided to come to earth and then pray to itself reverse that decision, and died on the cross crying, talking about why have I abandoned my own self? These type of things don't make no doggone sense. So we need to get involved in that debate, and spread these strong messages and tell our people that our people must be strong-hearted, must be principled, stand for our humanity, be conscious of the vast land and resources that have been stolen from us, and as a people of value, you understand, we have a duty and a obligation, you understand, to fight for liberation, in these things. What was that saying that you wanted to come with today, brother? We have
I already posted. It was from a side of Chicago. It said we have a duty to fight. We have a duty to win. We have a duty, and we have a duty to win.
And indeed, we are winning right now. Right now, behind
the only thing we're gonna lose is our change.
Yeah, what's happening in Palestine? Young people all around the world, you understand, are putting out the ideas. Understanding the true nature, the true essence, of colonialism. This is a global occurrence, and the people are winning. The enemy is trying to shut them down. Trying to move against the student movement. Trying to get people expelled. Silence. Silence the form. But
we go back to that saying again.
Kicking the doors down. Though.
Absolutely. The saying is, it's our duty to fight for our freedom. It's our duty to win. We must love each other and support each other. We have nothing to lose but our change, the side of Shakur. And I think that is applicable to any time period. And if we utilize that now, as you said, that fascism is coming, and that the fact that we need to support each other is way of fighting back. Right? How do we support each other? We come together, we have meetings, we exchange ideas, and we participate in some level of training, theoretical training, as well as other forms of training that are related to the national liberation struggles. Because we can't take things lightly. We got to act immediately to what's going on, because if we wait too long, then it'll be too late. So I think that when we fighting for our political prisoners, we're fighting for those who understood what it means to respond to a particular idea, to a particular travesty that's going on in the community. And to wait too long is going to only add to the long pile of bodies that are accumulating because of the oppressive conditions that are existing. It's just like when it's a 4-alarm blaze, right? A 4-alarm, when that goes, you got to get out your apartment, wherever you're staying, immediately, because 1 second too late, and it might end in a tragedy. So when we talk about freeing our political prisoners, it's something that we got to deal with immediately. When we talk about taking care of our political prisoners, it's something that we have to do immediately. We can't pass it on to somebody else to do it, because the longer they're incarcerated, the less time that they're going to have when they come home. And then when we have situations when they do come home and they are not given the resources, now their quality of life is compromised. So we need to be deeply bothered by that. We need to take a position clearly, and we need to do it long term, right? Some of us have long-term aspirations, but we actually only doing things short-term because it might not be a popular thing to do, right? Doing a podcast that's directed towards political prisoners exclusively is not, popular, right? And, I've been told about some people, to even try to remove me from doing a podcast, and they try to do it in a kind way, but I understand what they're trying to do. But still in all, taking a revolutionary position and committing yourself to a fight is something that you know that you have to do it. It's something that keeps you alive, keep you going. And it's not too many people that's going to understand that, or are not serious about politics, because politics is everything and it's everywhere. And you have to deal with that realistically. So I think that, that's what needs to be understood when we talk about our political prisoners, right? The seriousness of what politics are. Just like when you're talking about fascism, you're talking about the return of Donald Trump, that needs to be taken seriously.
Right.
So it's a battle going on. It's a war of ideas, and these ideas will become reality at some particular point. We got to struggle for our reality. Those who are oppressing us, they are already holding on to their reality. But we're fighting back because, as Asada said, we have a duty to fight back and we have a duty to win. And how do we win? Right? We win by having the right strategies and the right tactics. And that comes through political maturity. As Malcolm said, that comes through political clarity. It's something that we have to identify. And that's why Fred Hampton's ideas were so important when he said that I am a revolutionary. And he told the people to repeat that as well. But they had to take that as something that they were going to commit themselves to and do it because it was what needed to be done. If you look at the conditions in which he said that during that time, and you look at the conditions in which we're living at this time, then you know why he said it, and you know why we need to say it. Because there's not enough affordable housing, there's not prices for medicine is too much. We got the embargo on Cuba that's been going on for over 60 years. We got the sanctions on Zimbabwe that's been going on for over 20 years. And we have to ask ourselves why these happening in these particular places. And these are nations that are a threat to the ideas that exist in the United States. We have to ask ourselves, why are they a threat? What's happening here that the United States is so concerned about these other nations? Right? You go to Cuba, you got free schools, and you got free hospitals and a number of doctors, and these are some of the most well advanced doctors on the planet. And I think that that raises some serious questions about what we accept and what we reject. So tonight, tune in to the program for our beloved comrade Sekou Odinga, freedom fighter, still putting up a strong fight. We got to get that fundraiser a nice response. So share it with as many people as possible. Let's keep it going. Let's keep fighting. Yes, I provided the information, brother, but you can continue to talk to our people. Let our people know what they can do to get the word out.
Well, what I'd like to share is some research that people can do. For example, on Palestine, look up Craig McKeever. Okay, he has a lot of information on the history of the Palestinian struggle. Also, look up shutthemdown.com, which talks about, not shopping in places that support the colonized, that support Israel. Shutthemdown.com. Okay, like I say, the war on Islam, Muslims, good research for Muslims, one would be Bart Ehrman, BARTEHRMAN. That is a brother who was a former hot gospeler, you understand, who through his scholarship, you understand, did extensive writing and speaking on the errors in the Bible. You understand? The many contradictions and the things in the Bible that didn't make no sense. Also, look up Ahmed Deedat. Ahmed Deedat is a Muslim scholar who points out the errors of the Trinity and also the errors in the Bible.
One of the things that people can do too, not to take you off your point, brother, because you're making some valid points, but when it comes to supporting what's going on with tonight, share it with as many people. When you put share and when you put it on your post, put at followers and at highlights to alert as many people as possible about what's going on, because we want as many people as possible to go on. And go ahead, continue saying what you're saying, brother. I want to.
Yeah. Also, some research you can do. Look up online. Look up debates between Christians and Muslims. Look that up. Look up Islamic apologists. And you'll come in you will pull up some very, very well-known scholarly brothers and sisters. You understand? Indeed, the scholarship that is very, very, very critical right now, the scholarship of the real world. And indeed, we must become scholars, be able to do the research and find out the truth about the world, and what arguments make sense, what arguments don't make no sense, what type of evidence is reliable and what ain't, what is a primary source and what is a secondary source, and all these type of things that form a good, sound, powerful argument that cannot be defeated. We must become entirely indefeatable in debates. You understand? So as we talk about the crimes, you understand, against humanity that this system is perpetuating against us, and the demand that we fight for our freedom, you understand, we must be armed with those things which guarantee that we will win. And we're winning right now, and we can continue to win it, inshallah.
Yes, well said. Thank you for the point. Thank you for breaking things down as clearly and as fiery as you always do, because that's much needed. So we'll be signing off of this episode, and once again, tune in tonight, 7 p.m. Black Power Media fundraiser for Sekou Denga. Please share the posting, share this episode with as many people as possible, and let's do what we need to do. Let's support our political prisoners. Let's free them all. What's the call?
Free them all.
What's the call?
Free them all.
What's the call?
Free them all.
What's the call?
Free them all.
What's the call?
Free them all.
What's the